we in the Health and Safety Office felt it appropriate to produce a seasonal Christmas message regarding some areas of concern. Firstly, anyone planning to dash through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh, going over the fields and laughing all the way, are advised that a risk assessment must be completed addressing the safety of open sleigh use for members of the public. This assessment must also consider whether it is appropriate to use only one horse for such a purpose, particularly where there are obese or multiple passengers. Please also note that permission in writing must be obtained from landowners before their fields are entered. To avoid disturbing those not participating in the celebrations, laughter must be moderate only and not loud enough to constitute any nuisance. Benches, stools and other chairs are now available on temporary loan from our office for any shepherds required to be watching their flocks at night. Provision has also been made for remote monitoring of flocks using CCTV cameras from within a centrally heated sheep observation hut. Users of this facility are reminded that an emergency response plan must be submitted to account for known risks to the flocks. The angel of the Lord is specifically reminded that prior to shining glory all around, he, or indeed she, must confirm that all shepherds are supplied with and are wearing appropriate personal protective equipment sufficient to protect against any harmful effects of UVA, UVB and the overwhelming effects of the glory. Following last year's very unpleasant legal proceedings, everyone is reminded that equal opportunities legislation expressly prohibits any comment with regard to the redness of any bodily part of a Mr. Rudolph reindeer. It is also unacceptable to suggest that any such red parts are a direct result of Mr. Reindeer imbibing large quantities of cheap sherry. Further to this, any exclusion of Mr. Reindeer from reindeer games will be considered discriminatory and disciplinary action will be taken against anyone found guilty of this offence. While it is acknowledged that gift-bearing is a common practice in various parts of the world, particularly the Orient, everyone is reminded that the bearing of gifts is subject to policy and procedure and that all gifts must be registered. This applies regardless of the individual, even senior managers and other royal personages. It is particularly noted that direct gifts of currency, particularly euros or gold, are specifically forbidden. Caution is advised regarding other common gifts such as aromatic resins, since they have been shown to evoke allergic reactions in sensitive individuals. Finally, we are aware of a recent instance of an infant being found tucked up in a manger with no crib for a bed. Social services have been advised of this, and a visit and initial assessment will be made in the near future. Now, please accept with no obligation, implied or implicit, our best wishes for an environmentally conscious, socially responsible, low-stress, non-addictive, gender-neutral celebration of the winter holiday, practiced within the most enjoyable traditions of the religious persuasion or secular practices of your choice. With greatest respect for the religious and secular persuasions and or tradition of others, or their choice not to practice any such religious or secular traditions at all. Thank you from the Health and Safety Office.